After being recognized as the true heiress and brought back to the wealthy family, I only then realized that our entire family were the canon fodder villains in a novel. My brother was the Yandra big boss, my sister was the malicious female antagonist, my parents are about to offend the male lead and go bankrupt. Oh no, I haven't even had a single good day yet, this can't happen. When I entered the Liu family home, I was wearing my newest and cleanest clothes, a blue floral print shirt dress. The moment I stepped inside, I was met with disdain. What's that smell on you? The person speaking to me was an exceptionally beautiful young girl. She was dressed in a white puffy skirt, looking sweet and adorable. She must be Lu Jia, the fake heiress who had swapped identities with me. Not unpleasant, is it? Just the scent of corn. I lifted my sleeve and took a sniff. If you don't like it, I'll take a shower later, and the smell will be gone. She suddenly choked back a sob. Mom? Is my sister blaming me for taking her place? The noblewoman standing beside her frowned and spoke. All right. Your sister was just kindly reminding you. Why are you giving her a hard time? Hearing her say this, the young man who had been working with his head down nearby closed his laptop. Looking up, Jia, come here. Lu Jia sobbed and threw herself into his arms. He patted her back and looked at me coldly. If you provoke her again, don't blame me for being impolite. Lu Hang, only recognized Jia as my sister. I was bewildered. It seems I haven't said anything yet. In the end, the butler led me upstairs. He pointed to a bedroom that was larger than my entire house in the village. Tell me, is this my room? Lu Jia was still crying on the side. Brother, staying in the guest room is too humiliating. I should still give my room to my sister, that was originally meant to be hers. Before I could finish speaking, she widened her eyes, staring at me in shock as I threw my bag and jumped onto the soft, large bed. A latex mattress, a goose-down pillow. I excitedly rolled around on the bed. How wonderful, I'm going to sleep here for 3 days and 3 nights. During dinner in the evening, I was even happier, because the Lu family casually has a whole table of dishes just for dinner. My mom and Lu Han kept peeling shrimp and serving caviar for Lu Jia. I wasn't interested in any of that. I polished off 2 big bowls of rice with the plum-flavored spare ribs and fish-flavored shredded pork, finally let out a long, loud burp. I noticed the 3 people beside me were all staring. I quickly covered my mouth. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Is it against the rules in your high society families to burp like that? Lu Jia had cried for a long time in the afternoon, and her eyes were still red. She stared at me blankly. Mom and brother have been taking care of me. Aren't you angry or upset? Not upset at all. I patted my belly and said with a smile, I ate so well, I'm so happy. If there's no work to do tonight, I'll head back to my room first. The 3 of them nodded blankly. I then cheerfully went upstairs and threw myself back onto my big bed. I fell asleep quickly. I had a dream. I dreamed that this world was a sweet romance novel, and our whole family are canon fodder villains in the book. Lu Jia is the malicious second female lead who secretly loves the male lead. Mom and Dad are about to offend the male lead and go bankrupt. Lu Heng is pathologically infatuated with the female lead, constantly opposing the male lead, and ultimately faces retribution. And I, after their bankruptcy, was sent back to the village to continue farming. Oh no, my good days had only just begun for half a day. No way. I decided to save the Lu family, save my brother, sister, and parents. The first step is to keep a close eye on Lu Jia, making sure she doesn't fall in love with the male lead, the prince of the capital's elite circle, and then go cause trouble for the female lead. Soon, they transferred me to a new school. Today is the first day Lu Jia and I are attending the elite school together. As soon as I stepped out of the house, I noticed Lu Heng's car had already started. Quickly running over, I blocked the car. Wait, big brother, I haven't gotten in yet. Lu Heng's face darkened. I've said it before. I only have Jia as my sister, don't call me that. I scratched my head awkwardly. How do I explain this to you? This big brother doesn't mean brother. Forget it, brother. Lu Jia tugged at his sleeve. After all, sister just came from the countryside, so it's only natural she longs for family affection. Just like that, I successfully got into the car. I pulled out a few large meat buns soaked in red oil from my bag and started eating breakfast. Lu Heng suddenly slammed on the brakes and turned to look at me. His voice trembled. What are you eating? Oh, the big meat buns made by the gardener aunt. They're so fragrant. I took one out and handed it to him. Do you want one too? I'll share one with you. They usually have breakfast at home, but Mom said I just got back a few days ago, and the family hasn't gotten used to it yet, so they didn't make a portion for me. So I asked the gardener for some of what she made. It's really delicious. Lu Heng, do you want to try some? His face darkened even more. How ill-mannered. Who allowed you to address me by my first name? I widened my eyes. You wouldn't let me call you brother. From now on, I'd permit it. Oh, okay. I followed his lead. Brother, do you want to eat a bun? Eat it yourself. After saying that, Lu Heng rolled down the car window. Lu Jia was tearful on the side. Woo-woo, brother is no longer my brother alone. Lu Heng ignored her, pressing his lips tightly together as he stepped on the accelerator, driving the car at a breakneck speed. I comforted her. It's okay, you have me as your sister now. Lu Jia cried even harder. Lu Heng dropped us off at the school gate and left without a moment's delay. He said he was going to wash the car. Meanwhile, I entered the classroom with Lu Jia, whose eyes were red from crying. Soon, I realized something was off. At this elite high school, several subjects were actually taught entirely in English. I can't believe it. Where on earth have I ended up? Is this still within the country? Sister, can't you understand? Lu Jia looked at me, blinking her eyes adorably. I heard you were a top student at your school in the countryside. How come you can't understand English? Hey sis, you have no idea. The English teaching back in my hometown doesn't cover speaking or listening at all. It's purely mute instruction. I grabbed her hand anxiously. Could you translate it for me? Lu Jia smiled and was about to say something. She lowered her head, her expression suddenly changing. Didn't you wash your hands after breakfast this morning? I didn't have time, but I wiped it with a tissue. Lu Jia suddenly shook off my hand and screamed. Lu, Shen, the teacher said we were disrupting class discipline and kicked us both out to stand in the hallway as punishment. I sighed. When punishing us, they clearly spoke Chinese, so why did they have to use English for the lecture? Lu Jia stopped smiling. She kept a cold face, unwilling to pay any attention to me, knowing I was in the wrong. I tried to cheer her up by telling a few jokes. She still ignored me. I recalled the plot mentioned in the dream and asked her, does Gu Yechuan have a basketball game today? Lu Jia's expression changed. You actually know Gu Yechuan, you really came prepared, she asked me. You don't think the crown prince of the capital's elite would take a fancy to a country bumpkin, do you? I said seriously, you never know. After all, the female lead is from the countryside. Gu Yechuan loves her to the point of being utterly infatuated. She had our entire family sent away for her sake. Lu Jia sneered coldly. Wishful thinking, I advised. The outcome is not yet decided. You shouldn't look down on someone just because of their background. Lu Jia replied, that's pure fantasy. I continued to persuade, don't underestimate the enemy. What if the one from the countryside happens to be true love? Lu Jia, wishful thinking, me, dream come true. Lu Jia seemed even angrier. Gu Yechuan is the only son of the Gu family, the most prominent wealthy family in the capital city. He is revered by all the students in the school as the crown prince of the capital circle during his basketball games. There are even people holding up banners on the sidelines to cheer him on. Lu Jia is among them. She didn't know when she had taken off her school uniform. She changed into a clean white cheerleading skirt. Every time Gu Yechuan scored a three-pointer, she would jump up and cheer for him. She jumped several times. Lu Jia's face suddenly turned pale. The people around also began to whisper among themselves. Gu Yechuan's hand slipped, and the ball was thrown off course, missing the hoop. The opponent immediately started taunting him. Looks like our crown prince's basketball skills aren't that great either. Missing a shot like that. Gu Yechuan looked at Lu Jia coldly, his tone full of disdain. Who allowed you to come? Lu Jia's face turned even paler. She forced a smile and said softly, Yechuan, I came to cheer you on too. I squeezed through the crowd to reach her side and only then noticed a blood-red stain on the back of Lu Jia's white dress. Gu Yechuan also saw it. He gave a cold glance. Unlucky, I'm not happy. For a moment, I forgot his identity as the male lead. How can you talk like that? It's just that my period has come. What do you mean by unlucky? Were you scared when you almost turned into a blood flow back then? Gu Yechuan snorted coldly. It's affecting my game. That's because your skills are lacking. Don't make excuses. I casually picked up the basketball from the ground nearby. With a single-handed throw, the ball swished through the net, a clean three-pointer. I whistled and glanced at Gu Yechuan. How about that? His expression darkened even more. Lu Jia stared at me blankly. I took the opportunity to pick her up, hiding the bloodstain on her skirt against my chest, and carried her to the infirmary. The plot in the dream mentioned that Lu Jia suffered from severe menstrual cramps. I poured her a glass of warm water and handed her the painkillers. Take them. Lu Jia didn't say anything more and obediently took the medicine, pulling up the blanket. She lay down on the bed. I waved my hand. You rest up, I'm going to class first. Just 1 second before closing the door, Lu Jia called out from behind, Sister. I immediately poked my head in. What's wrong? Still not feeling well. She shook her head with a complicated expression. All right, then just lie down. I'll come see you again after class. In the afternoon, Lu Heng came to pick us up from school. I noticed him sitting in the car, toying with an orange in his hand. His gaze was lingering. I understood immediately. He has already met the female lead. In the plot, the female lead comes to this elite school to study, gets lost along the way, stops Lu Heng's car, and asks for a ride. Lu Heng, who is usually a neat freak, surprisingly agrees. Before the female lead gets out of the car, she gives him an orange. Later, Lu Heng fell in love with the female lead. He treasured the orange like a precious gem, even on his deathbed. He still clutched that dried and shriveled orange, murmuring the female lead's name in a daze. I covered my mouth and said to Lu Heng, Brother, I think I'm a little carsick. I feel like throwing up. The germaphobe Lu Heng looked at me in horror. Without thinking, he handed over the orange in his hand. Eat. I ate the token of love between him and the female lead. I felt a bit more at ease. But I was afraid he would have nothing to do and think about the female lead, so that evening, I took my English book and knocked on Lu Heng's door. Brother, the school teaches entirely in English, and I can't understand it. Could you teach me? Lu Heng was very impatient, but he still let me in. His room was much larger than mine. It was just that the color scheme was very cold, making it look less like a bedroom, like a hospital room. I sat on the hospital bed. Oh no, the edge of the bed. Lu Heng's face darkened as he pulled out a stool. Have you taken a shower? Sit here. I shifted to another spot and opened the English textbook. Lu Heng asked me to read a few words aloud for him. I opened my mouth and started reading. His face darkened, his fingers trembling slightly as he gripped the page. Who taught you to read it like that? Our village teacher taught me. I scratched my head sheepishly. My English isn't good, and I can't remember the pronunciation. So the teacher told me to use similar sounding characters instead. Lu Heng spent a full 3 hours tutoring me. When he finally sent me off, his eyes were completely unfocused. I tentatively asked him, Brother, do you still remember that orange? Orange is orange. You need to remember the phonetic transcription. I happily stuck out my tongue at him. I remember now. Good night, brother. When I finally reached the door of my bedroom in one breath, I turned around. Lu Heng stood in the hallway, his face dark. Good night, Lu Zhen. Get back here and say that again. He's really angry. The next morning, breakfast at home finally included a portion for me. I sat across from Lu Jia and had just taken a bite of my sandwich. Then I heard Mom ask me with a lukewarm tone, Are you used to it? I heard you really like the buns Aunt Fong makes. It's okay, but they're not as good as Aunt Fong's buns. They're a bit dry. I said, Auntie, you also know that Aunt Fong's buns are delicious. Then next time I'll help her make a few more. And you can try them too. My mom, who was originally drinking bird's nest soup, suddenly put down her spoon. You call Aunt Fong Auntie, and you call your own mother Auntie too. Have I done something wrong? Do you not want to acknowledge me as your mother? No, I definitely recognize you as my mother. I was puzzled. Didn't you say, Auntie, that you were afraid my sister would feel unhappy, so I shouldn't call you Mom for now? She fell silent, not saying a word, tears falling one after another. Lu Jia beside me had red-rimmed eyes again. Sister, I'm not. One sentence made 2 people cry. I was worrying about how to comfort them. Lu Heng appeared. He slammed a thick hardcover notebook onto the table and said coldly, Finish learning it within half a month. I'll personally check it then. I opened it and took a look. It was all in English. The vocabulary list was mixed with a bunch of questions. He raised his head. Lu Heng had clear dark circles under his eyes. I was shocked. Bro, you didn't stay up all night, did you? He scoffed. Who could sleep after hearing your English pronunciation? On the weekend, the Lu family is hosting a banquet. It is said that Gu Yechuan, the young master of the Gu family, will also be in attendance. My mother reminded me. You upset Gu Yechuan at school the other day, so remember to say a few nice words to cheer her up today. I nodded. Okay, Mom. At her strong insistence, I changed the way I addressed her. At that moment, Lu Jia, who was standing nearby, spoke up. But sister doesn't have a gown to wear, and it's too late to have one custom made now. as Lu Jia spoke. She came over and took my hand. Come to my room and pick one, sister. I have a whole wardrobe full of evening gowns. Her eyes crinkled as she smiled. My heart felt warm too. You're so kind, little sister. How could such a wonderful Lu Jia be the malicious female second lead described in the book? Lu Jia looked at me, her mouth slightly agape. In the end, she said nothing. I understood what she meant, patting her hand. Don't worry. Which one do you dislike the most? Just lend it to me to wear for a bit. I'll wash it clean and return it to you after I'm done wearing it. Lu Jia fell silent for a moment. Sister. You've been living in the countryside, so you might not know, but formal dresses can't be washed with water. Really, I truly had no idea about that. I suddenly realized, what should I do then? Should I just wear my own clothes? Lu Jia seemed to be grinding his teeth. It's fine, if you like it, sister, I'll give it to you. I remembered the plot from the dream again. It said that at today's banquet, the female lead will make her entrance together with the male lead. The crown prince of the capital's elite circle, Lu Jia, will go to make things difficult for the female lead, only to be publicly humiliated by the male lead in the end. As for Lu Heng, he will recall the orange given by the female lead and fall completely in love with her. Thinking of this, I turned to look at Lu Jia beside me. Sure enough, he seemed somewhat absent-minded. As we were going downstairs together, her hand that was linked with mine suddenly pulled back, and she started to fall. Sister. Why did you push? Before she could finish her sentence, I had already grabbed her wrist and pulled her forcefully toward me. She fell into my arms. I plopped down on the steps behind me. With a sharp rip, my skirt tore, rubbing my tailbone. I couldn't help but scold her. Look at you, walking without watching your steps, always lost in thought. If I hadn't pulled you back, how badly would you have fallen? Lu Jia looked up at me from within my embrace, staring at me in a daze. I stood up and, in one motion, lifted Lu Jia to her feet, making sure she was steady. Then I instructed her, I'm going upstairs to change my clothes. Go downstairs and have something to eat, and whatever you do, don't get into any arguments with anyone. I went upstairs and opened the wardrobe. I quickly changed into some random clothes and hurried downstairs. I went down to take a look. My vision went dark. The power of the plot was truly overwhelming. In just a short while, something went wrong. Gu Yechuan was nowhere to be found. Lu Jia stood before a beautiful, stubborn young girl, on the verge of tears. Today is a celebration for my sister's return home. Why did you have to cause trouble and spill red wine on my dress? That young woman is clearly the female lead. Meng Xiao, she frowned, her tone indifferent. I don't know why you would say that, but I didn't spill the wine. You're still making excuses. Do you even know? I immediately rushed downstairs, covered Lu Jia's mouth, and pulled her head back with my arm, shielding her behind me. I'm sorry, my sister mistook you for someone else and is just being stubborn with me. Then I forcibly dragged her away. Lu Jia struggled for a long time, flailing her arms, but couldn't break free. As soon as I let go, she yelled at me, Lu Zhen, are you crazy? I feel quite intrigued, so you can get angry and shout. I thought you only knew how to cry. She grew even angrier, almost fuming at the top of her head. Are you mocking me? Not at all, I'm just telling the truth. Seeing the topic veer off course, I tried to steer it back. Let's get to the point. You shouldn't provoke her. Do you know who she is? Lu Jia's face darkened as she snorted disdainfully. She's just a country bumpkin from the countryside. How dare she compete with me for Gu Yechuan? That's where you're mistaken. I shook my head disapprovingly. She's the female lead, don't you know? If you provoke her, Gu Yechuan won't let you off. By then, the entire Lu family will go bankrupt. You'll be sent to the countryside to raise chickens and farm, turning into the country bumpkin you always talk about. Lu Jia looked at me as if I were insane. I nodded vigorously. Really, go upstairs and change your clothes. When you come back down, remember to stay away from her. I watched Lu Jia go upstairs. Then I went back. No sooner is one wave subdued than another rises. Gu Yechuan and Meng Xiao are standing in the garden talking. Lu Heng watches them with a gloomy expression. He looks like a wicked mother-in-law about to go and break up the lovebirds. I recall the plot. In the original story, out of jealousy, he pushed Gu Yechuan into the swimming pool. As the heir, Gu Yechuan actually has childhood trauma and is terrified of water. In the end, it was the female lead, Meng Xiao, who rescued him. She therefore said to Lu Heng with great disgust, I was very grateful when you sent me to school, but please don't do things that hurt others in my name. It makes me feel sick. and by this time, Lu Heng had already fallen in love with her. He was utterly heartbroken by these words and completely turned to the dark side. He embarked on a path of no return. I quickly rushed over and grabbed his arm. Brother, brother, brother. Lu Heng turned around and asked me impatiently. What do you want? I've finished studying the notes you gave me. Do you want to test me? No man can resist that line. The love at first sight heroine, the rival crown prince. Lu Heng cast them all aside. He followed me upstairs. Half an hour later, he slammed his hand on the table with a dark expression. Is this the result of your studies? Huh? Why aren't you saying anything? Lu Zhen, have you gone mute? His anger was clearly at its peak. I slowly backed away. Brother, don't be angry. The main thing is, we're Chinese. There's no need to learn English so well. I retreated to the door and had just pulled it open a crack when Lu Jia, wearing a new formal dress, walked by outside. Sister, so you're here. The next second, Lu Heng rushed forward in a single stride, dragging Lu Jia in from outside. Starting today, you will tutor Lu Zhen every day. I will conduct random checks. If she doesn't make progress, both of your allowances for next month will be cancelled. Lu Jia's face turned pale. I timidly raised a hand. Bro, he glanced over coldly. Do you have any other questions? I never had any allowance to begin with. Lu Heng was incredulous. After repeatedly confirming that I hadn't received any pocket money in the 2 weeks since I arrived, he immediately took out his phone and transferred 100,000 yuan to me. I was left dizzy by that string of zeros. He then added, this is your pocket money for the month, so you mean there's more next month? Damn this plot, why didn't they write such an important thing clearly? I grabbed Lu Jia's wrist. Come on, let's go study. She still wouldn't give up. But Gu Yechuan is still downstairs. What Gu Yechuan? I said seriously. Sister, you wouldn't want to have no pocket money next month, would you? She clearly didn't, but she still stubbornly retorted, Humph, what's so great about that? As long as I act cute with Dad. Then, the rest of the sentence was left unfinished, because I forcibly dragged her into my room, pushed her onto the chair, forced her, help me with my homework. Lu Jia reluctantly went over a set of past exam questions with me and then gave me a vocabulary dictation. Father, oh, you know what? My dad is so good to me, no matter what wish I make. He always helps me make it come true. Gem, have you seen this ruby necklace? My brother bought it for me at an auction before. Crocodile, oh right, last month Mom ordered a globally limited edition crocodile skin bag from SA, said it's my coming of age gift. With each word she spoke, her smile grew wider. In the end, she was grinning so broadly that her gums showed. Finished writing, I handed over the dictation paper with a worried expression. Lu Jia glanced at it and stopped smiling. Sis, how come you didn't get a single word right? The next day, Lu Jia began to torment me. Throughout the entire breakfast, she pointed at items on the table and quizzed me at random. I managed to answer one question correctly, an egg, she sneered. From now on, whatever you answer correctly is what you'll eat. With that, she snatched the slice of bread right out of my hand. I had 2 boiled eggs and 3 fried eggs for breakfast this morning. I'm almost turning into a blackened egg. Just before I left, my mom secretly slipped me a pineapple bun. She told me to eat it when Lu Jia wasn't paying attention. When I arrived at school, I found out that Meng Xiao had transferred to our class. She was sitting right behind me and Lu Jia. Lu Jia clearly didn't like her. I couldn't stop her. In the time it took me to go to the bathroom, she had already picked on Meng Xiao twice. Gu Yechuan arrived right after school at noon. As written in the original text, this is a sweet, non-angsty, doting romance novel. As the esteemed crown prince, Gu Yechuan was lawless and unrestrained. He treated everyone with a terrible attitude. Only Meng Xiao was spoiled to the heavens. Just like now, he leaned over the table, looking down at us from above. Lu Jia, Lu Zhen, you 2 sisters from the Lu family, neither of you is any good. Don't think I wouldn't hit a woman, apologized to Xiao Xiao. Lu Jia remained pale and stubbornly silent. I knew that, as a young girl, she had strong self-esteem. So I stood up, turned around, and promptly bowed to Meng Xiao. I'm sorry, my sister acted impulsively and offended you. I apologize on her behalf. Will you forgive her? Meng Xiao pursed her lips. She said calmly, take care of your sister. After saying that, she went to have a meal with Gu Yechuan. Lu Jia lay on the table, crying continuously. I asked her, little sister, what exactly do you like about him? Lu Jia continued to cry, ignoring me. In terms of wealth, our family isn't lacking. You say he's good looking, but I think he's actually not as handsome as your brother, Lu Jia still cried. Now that I've found my way back, and you and my brother aren't blood related, why not give him a try? The more I spoke, the more I felt this idea was quite promising. If Lu Jia likes Lu Heng, they would both lose their emotional connections with the male and female leads, two problems solved at once. I didn't expect Lu Jia to react so strongly. She sprang up instantly, glaring at me with a dark expression. Lu Zhen, what kind of nonsense are you talking? It seems your study intensity isn't enough yet. She stopped crying immediately and no longer dwelled on Gu Yechuan, dragging me out by the arm. Let's eat. After eating, we'll come back and continue studying. And so, under Lu Jia's intense torment, I finally passed Lu Heng's spot check. He gave us our allowance for next month, double. I said happily, thank you, brother. Lu Jia glanced at me, brother. I don't want to give it to sister anymore. Alarm bells went off in my head. I jumped up, covered her mouth, and forcibly dragged her out of the study. As soon as I let go, Lu Jia immediately spat several times. Lu Zhen, are you not tired of this? I reasoned with her. Look, I'm making such rapid progress in my studies, and my brother is very pleased. He even gave us an extra bonus. At school, you keep provoking Meng Xiao. And it's always me who apologizes to her to keep her from getting angry. So Gu Yechuan doesn't go crazy and come after you. Isn't it better to just keep going like this? Lu Jia stared at me, her eyes suddenly reddening once again. I thought she was about to cry again, but then she suddenly flared up. Who asked you to help me? Lu Zhen, are you pretending or are you really that stupid? Can't you see how much I hate you? I was stunned. My mind felt as if struck by a sudden thunderbolt. My sister hates me. We're not related by blood. I'm not your sister at all. Since you were already lost, why didn't you just stay in the countryside for the rest of your life? Why did you have to come back and steal my mom, my brother, and my dad? She yelled at me. And it's not just me who hates you. Mom and brother hate you too. When dad comes home, he won't like you either. After saying this, she seemed to freeze up herself. I'm not. Never mind. Lu Jia gritted her teeth, turned around, and ran off. I slowly made my way back to the room alone. I replayed everything that had happened since I returned to the Lu family up until now. Then I realized, what Lu Jia said seemed to be true. I've always been an optimist since I was little. With a strong sense of resilience, no matter what happens, I always try to look on the bright side. Back when I was trafficked, the human traffickers took me all the way to the countryside, where I fell critically ill and was on the verge of death. Afraid that I would die and become a liability, they casually threw me by the roadside and ran off. In the end, my grandmother, who was heading out to work, found me and brought me home. Grandma had no children of her own, so she treated me like her own granddaughter. When I was little, we lived in a house with earthen walls. During a heavy rainstorm, half of the wall collapsed. I sat in the mud, happily making a clay figure to show Grandma. She kissed my forehead and praised me. I turned around and went to the village to find people to help, making arrangements to build a new house for the family. When the villagers came, they even brought me some rare peach shortbread to eat. Yes. Although I live in the countryside and life is tough, but the villagers are all very kind to me. So by chance, after learning that I was the real daughter of the Lu family who had gone missing years ago, they were genuinely happy for me too. Before leaving, I made a special trip to pay respects at my grandmother's tombstone. Grandma, I'm leaving now. When the new year comes, I'll bring my new family back to see you. I never really expected the Lu family to give me love, because I've received enough love since I was a child. I just thought, at the very least, we could get along well. I buried my face in the blanket and silently sent a message to the file assistant. Grandma, I miss you a little. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a phone, nor will she respond to me. The next morning when I woke up, breakfast was unusually lavish. My mother called me over. Xinjin, come quickly and try your sister's cooking. She got up early just to make this for you. My gaze shifted sideways, and I saw Lu Jia standing beside her. She avoided my gaze and lowered her head awkwardly. I said expressionlessly, no need. Aunt Fong left me some buns. I've already eaten. My biological mother turned pale. Xinjin, what's wrong with you? I looked at her dignified and elegant face and shook my head. I really don't understand. If you don't like me, why did you bring me back? Her lips even turned pale as her gaze swept around the room. Why would you think that? Did someone say something in front of you? No one had to say anything. I have eyes to see and ears to hear for myself. I said, I'm going to school. As I spoke, Lu Heng came downstairs. He He looked at me and frowned. Lu Zhen, where are you going? Going to school. What's the point of going alone? Come sit down. I'll take you both in a bit. No need. I tugged on my backpack strap. So you don't have to wash the car after dropping me off. With that, I walked out the door without looking back. After arriving at the classroom, moved my seat away from Lu Jia. After she came to the classroom, she stood by the empty desk for a long time. She looked at the seat, then looked at me. Finally, she bit her lip and sat down. During class, I still couldn't quite understand, so I started recording, planning to capture everything the teacher said and listen to it several times later. But then Lu Jia suddenly stood up. Teacher, we're not in a foreign country. So why are you teaching in English? Is she crazy? I suddenly looked up from taking notes. Lu Jia continued, I hope we can switch to teaching in Chinese from now on, otherwise I won't understand many of the key points. The teacher was taken aback. He let the whole class vote to decide. As it turned out, nearly 90% of the people chose to attend the class in Chinese. It was only then that I realized not all of them could actually understand it, but they kept it to themselves. These rich people are just too good at pretending. After class, Lu Jiahe was chasing and playing around, running all over the classroom. As he passed by me, I'm not sure if he tripped over something. It looked like he was about to crash into me. With quick reflexes, I smoothly moved my chair to the side. Lu Jia plopped down on the floor, her head hitting the corner of the nearby table. It made a heavy thud. I watched coldly, waiting for her to turn to me with reddened eyes and ask why I had let her fall. But she sat there for a moment, holding her forehead, and then silently stood up, looking at me. The sunlight streamed through the window, making that beautiful face appear pale and slightly translucent. I lowered my head, ready to continue working on the problem, but in the next second, I heard Lu Jia's soft voice. Sister, I'm sorry. I never paid any attention to Lu Jia, nor did I respond to my own mother, who kept sending me long, emotional messages on my phone. Until noon, Lu Heng sent me a message. It wasn't about sending messages either. He started transferring money to me, a series of 100,000 yuan transfers. Scrolling through the chat dialogue made my hand ache all the way down, saying it was to make up for my pocket money from childhood. I returned it all to him. Thank you, but I eat well and sleep well at your house, and there's no place for me to use money. The 300,000 given before, I transferred it all to the villagers, have them renovate the village school and hire a few good teachers. At least the other children in the village won't end up like me, learning mute English from elementary school. Lu Heng said, this is your home too. I retorted, is this really my home? Xinjin, are you blaming us, right? Yes, I said, I always thought you just didn't know how to get along with me, that family members need time to adjust, but I never imagined you actually disliked me. Since that's the case, I won't force myself where I'm not wanted. Once I get into university, I'll move out of the Lu family. I don't know which nerve that sentence struck in Lu Heng. Half an hour later, he showed up at our school. He insisted on pulling me aside to talk. What do you want to talk about? Lu Heng fell silent for a moment. I've already had my secretary donate a new school to your village, renovate all the houses in the village, help with road repairs, and develop new industries. As for your grandmother's grave, I've also had it repaired and will hire someone to clean it regularly. You didn't do well when you first came home, brother. Consider this a little compensation. I was shocked. After a long pause, I still couldn't hold back the corners of my mouth from curling up. Thank you, brother. He raised his hand, hesitated for a long time, and finally patted my head. I immediately took a step back. I haven't washed my hair yet. Lu Heng's expression remained unchanged. Then will you still blame your brother? Actually, there's nothing to blame. He was abroad when I was born. He only returned to the country after I went missing. We never met from start to finish, so it's only natural that he favors Lu Jia, the sister he grew up with. But something suddenly occurred to me. Promise me one condition, and I won't blame you. What? Stay away from Meng Xiao, don't pester her, and don't go against Gu Yechuan because of her. Can you do that? I could tell from Lu Heng's expression, he had already started to oppose Gu Yechuan. After a moment of silence, Lu Heng said solemnly, all right, I promise you. Lu Heng went back to the company to handle some matters, probably to clean up the mess from going against Gu Yechuan. That afternoon after school, I walked home with Lu Jia. I still didn't want to talk to her. We just walked one in front of the other. Halfway there, we were stopped by a van. A few rough-looking young men got out of the car and asked us, who is the Lu family's daughter? My internal alarm bells went off. I frantically tried to recall which part of the plot this was. Before I could even open my mouth, Lu Jia beside me proudly raised her head. Of course, it's me. Look at her, that country bumpkin look. Does she have anything to do with the word heiress? As she spoke, she snapped at me coldly. Hurry up and get lost. I already said people like you aren't worthy of being my friend. Can you stop being so shameless? That's what he said. Her hand gripping the hem of her skirt was clenched so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Those men also waved at me. Unrelated people. Step aside. Our boss wants to invite Miss Lu over for tea. Seeing that I wasn't leaving, Lu Jia cursed even more fiercely. Get lost. I shrugged. All right, then I'll be on my way. After walking a few steps, I picked up a handy red brick from the ground and turned back to smash it. I'll teach you to drink tea. I'll teach you to call me an outsider. You damn blondie. Who do you think you're pretending to be? Lu Jia, run. In the midst of the fight, I glanced sideways, only to see Lu Jia rushing toward me with a terrified expression. Sister, a soft thud. I slowly lowered my head. I saw the leader, a guy with dyed yellow hair, holding a fruit knife, stabbing it into Lu Jia's side. In the hospital, my mother rushed over, her face deathly pale. She pulled me close, checking me over from head to toe. I had to stop her. I'm fine. It's Lu Jia who's hurt. She held me, sobbing uncontrollably. It's good that you're okay. It's good that you're okay. Mom can't lose you again. I struggled a bit uncomfortably. She immediately let go. Shinjin. Do you hate Mom? Seeing her cry like that, I shook my head. I'm just not used to it, I said. On the day I first arrived, you really didn't seem to want me back. I don't know if I truly didn't sense it back then, or if I just didn't want to admit it and kept pretending to be deaf and blind. Her lips trembled. How could I not want you to come back? The words trailed off mid-sentence. The red light in the operating room went out. Lu Jia was wheeled out. Still under the effects of anesthesia and unconscious, the doctor said. The knife didn't go in deep. It didn't hit any internal organs. I felt relieved. Later, the effects of the anesthesia were about to wear off. Lu Jia, half asleep, started to go crazy. She cried out, I actually know everything. Lu Zhen is the real heiress. You named me Lu Jia hoping I would remember my identity. That a fake is just a fake. But I won't admit defeat. I want Mom, Dad, and my brother to like me the most. I want to stay in the Lu family forever and never be sent back. I don't want to tutor Lu Zhen anymore, because I've realized I'm starting to like her more and more, and I really want to treat her as an older sister, but that can't happen. I have to be the villain, the malicious green tea, so I won't be abandoned by anyone. After saying this, she slowly opened her eyes. Seeing me waving my phone at her, I recorded it all. Do you want to hear it? Lu Jia flushed from her ears down to her neck. Finally, she said word by word, Lu Zhen, I hate you the most. I didn't say a word, silently dragging the progress bar of the recording. I think I'm liking her more and more. I really want to treat her like a sister. Her face flushed with anger. You're taking advantage of the situation. You look a bit more pleasing when you're angry, I said. Let me be honest with you too. When I first came back and saw you crying so pitifully, I really wanted to hit you. After Lu Jia was discharged from the hospital, we were called to the police station. The police informed us that the person who attempted to kidnap the Lu family's daughter was connected to our father. My mother's expression changed drastically. What does that mean? She soon learned the truth. My dad has a mistress outside. It's been over 10 years. Many times he said he was going out on business. But he was actually going to see that woman. Recently, that woman got pregnant. She wanted to secure her position, but my father wanted to break up with her completely, and they couldn't reach an agreement. In a fit of rage, she sent her younger brother to kidnap the Lu family's daughter, hoping to teach my father a lesson. I've been with him for 11 years. Back then, he said his wife was acting like a madwoman, constantly talking about her missing daughter. He just couldn't take it anymore. It was just a little girl, gone is gone. In the interrogation room, the woman's face was streaked with tears. He said he could feel a long-lost sense of ease and happiness with me, and I thought he truly loved me. Sob sob. I really don't know what to say. What kind of person who truly loves you would be willing to let you be a secret lover for as long as 11 years? I soon met my biological father. He knelt before my mother, swearing to the heavens that he had only been momentarily confused. But my mother remained resolute in her decision to divorce him. At this point, the situation had already diverged significantly from what I had seen in my dream. The two of them went back and forth several times over the division of assets. In the end, my mother took a step back, on the condition that she would take me and Lu Jia with her. As for Lu Heng, he's already an adult, so he can decide for himself who he wants to live with. Lu Heng said, I need to keep an eye on Jinjin's studies. Don't worry, Dad, I'll come back to see you when I have time. The choice of his own son aged him by 5 years in an instant. However, Lu Jia immediately threw herself into his arms, making his eyes light up. Jia, are you willing to live with Daddy? Lu Jia hesitated, still unable to resist asking, Dad, after Mom and I move out, can I still ask you for pocket money? Lu Heng told us not to worry too much. Qing Heng's development is no worse than Lu Corporation's. Whatever you want to do, I can afford it. Qing Heng was the company he founded himself when he was 18. In the original story, this company repeatedly caused trouble for Gu Yechuan and only collapsed at the very end. Now that he's not opposing Gu Yechuan, there shouldn't be any issues. We'll soon be moving out of the Lu family villa. We're moving to a newer and bigger house. On the day of the move, while helping my mom pack, I found a yellow document folder. Inside was a thick stack of photos, medical records, hospital admission notes, police reports, along with a pile of medicine boxes and clippings of information collected from everywhere. After you went missing, Mom searched for you for a long time, but there was no news. Later, she had no choice but to call me back from abroad to stay with her. But she still didn't get better, for 7 whole years. She kept thinking about you. Whenever she heard about a girl around your age being found, she would rush over immediately. She cried every day, couldn't eat, and lost so much weight that she dropped to less than 70 pounds. She also spent a long time in the hospital. I turned my head, and Lu Heng walked over, sitting down beside me. After that, Dad and I accompanied her to the orphanage, planning to adopt a daughter. In the end, we chose Lu Jia because she was covered in bruises from being beaten by several older children and locked in a cabinet. Mom said Lu Jia reminded her of you, wondering if you were doing well outside and whether you might be suffering like that. I shook my head. I'm doing just fine. Grandma is very kind to me, and the villagers are also very kind to me. It's just that life was a bit poor, but the love I received was more than enough. I lowered my head and flipped through the photos in my hand. I didn't speak for a long time. Grandma once said that the most precious virtue a person can have is forgiveness. She suffered and grieved for me for a full 7 years. After I returned, she treated me coldly for 7 days. Forget it, I forgive those 7 days. After moving into the new home, Lu Jia insisted on giving me the largest bedroom to live in. I don't want to. What kind of trap are you setting for me again? Sis, I'm being sincere. Lu Jia held onto my arm, shaking it back and forth, blinking her eyes. And you're the real heiress of this family anyway. I'm the fake one. You should live in the best place. I sighed and corrected her. There's no such thing as real or fake. Your name, Lu Jia, means outstanding and beautiful. Lu Jia habitually curved the corners of her lips. I know, sister, but anyone could see she didn't know. It suddenly dawned on me. Although my mom and Lu Heng doted on her very much, they never truly gave Lu Jia emotional security. Just because I've returned doesn't mean you'll be driven away or lose their love, Lu Jia. Since we're family, it's not about one of us having to outdo the other. We can be equals. Do you understand? Lu Jia stared at me in a daze. After a moment, she lowered her eyes, covered her face, and her shoulders shook violently. Tears kept seeping through her fingers. When she was truly heartbroken, she made no sound. I glared at her. All right, Lu Jia, so you were just pretending all along. She didn't speak, just silently nestled into my arms with tears in her eyes. In the end, that bedroom was given to me to stay in, because my mother brought Lu Jia to cry in front of me. You've suffered so much outside. I've always been someone who can't handle a woman's tears. I had no choice but to move in. That afternoon after school, Lu Heng came to pick us up. As it turned out, Meng Xiao happened to be walking right in front of Lu Jia and me. I was on edge, my gaze shifting back and forth between the two of them. I was afraid that Lu Heng, just like in the original story, would completely lose his mind upon seeing the female lead, but Lu Heng only glanced at her before turning his attention back to me and asking, have the midterm results come out yet? How did you do? I averted my gaze. I think it should be. Okay, Lu Jia grinned mischievously. Bro, she ranked 6th from the bottom in the class, but there are still 5 people behind me. I tried to argue my way out of it. Besides, Lu Jia's grades have even slipped. She dropped from the top 3 in the grade to 10th. It must be because she's been chasing after the crown prince of the capital circle. Ah, Lu Jia screamed and rushed to cover my mouth. Stop saying that, what a disgusting nickname. As soon as she finished speaking, Gu Yechuan followed Meng Xiao as they walked past us, not forgetting to glare at us. Lu Jia glared back. What are you looking at? Keep staring and I'll have my sister gouge your eyes out. The new year arrived. The whole family insisted on going back to the countryside with me to celebrate the new year. I couldn't dissuade them, so I gave them a heads up in advance. The conditions in our village aren't great, really not great at all. If you can't get used to it. The car drove along the wide cement road all the way to my doorstep. I was dumbfounded. Lu Heng rubbed my head. Qingheng's optimized infrastructure project for your village, in collaboration with the authorities, has already completed its first phase. Shenzhen, go in and take a look. Actually, the house has hardly changed at all. After Grandma passed away, I continued her habits from when she was alive, keeping the small room clean and tidy. The wooden dining table, pieced together from scraps, was polished until it gleamed. A row of small clay pots on the windowsill held wild chrysanthemums. And the wind chime Grandma had made for me from oral solution bottles still hung by the door. It was here that we spent our first New Year after returning to the Lu family. The villagers, upon learning of Lu Heng's efforts, warmly entertained us. We spent the entire winter break in the village. We dined at one household after another. Our entire family ended up gaining a few pounds. Before leaving, they also stuffed Lu Heng's car full of cured meats, sausages, and various dried goods. Before leaving, I took my mother, brother, and sister to the mountain to pay respects to our grandmother. Her grave had also been cleaned by someone, and it was very tidy, with a fresh bouquet of flowers placed in front of the tombstone. I set down the peach shortbread and pastries she liked and chattered on, telling her many things. Finally, called the Lu family over, pointing at them. She smiled at Grandma and said, "These are my new family. They treat me very well, Grandma. I am very happy every day now." And life in the village has also improved. On the way down the mountain, the three of them remained silent. I had to ask them, "What's wrong?" Lu Jia rubbed his eyes. "Sis, your grandmother. Grandma was 80 when she found me, and she was already 95 when she passed away, without any illness or disaster. Everyone in the village said it was a happy funeral, and she said she would come to see me in my dreams when she has time." That year's college entrance examination saw the school produce two city-level top scorers who tied for first place. One was Lu Jia, the other was Meng Xiao. Meng Xiao turned down Gu Yechuan's request to study abroad together, and with a generous scholarship, she enrolled at Tsinghua University. Lu Jia quietly gossiped to me. "I heard they had a big fight." Gu Yechuan said Meng Xiao was just using him, and Meng Xiao replied, "So what if I am? You should be glad you have value to be used." It made Gu Yechuan so angry that he broke up with her in a fit of rage. Meng Xiao agreed immediately. Gu Yechuan regretted it but couldn't bring himself to apologize and make up. Now he drinks and races every day. He got into a car accident last night and is currently lying in the hospital. His friends took a pitiful photo of him and sent it to Meng Xiao, asking her to go see him. Guess what Meng Xiao replied? "I couldn't guess. All I know is that everything has veered 180 degrees off the original plot." Lu Jiala couldn't stop laughing. She said, "I'm free." After laughing along with her, I deliberately added, "This is your perfect chance to pursue someone. Quickly take the soup to the hospital to see the Crown Prince, and win him over." "Sister," Lu Jia squirmed in my arms. "I was just deceived by a bad man back then." "What? Crown Prince of the Beijing Circle? Now my heart belongs only to you, sis." I can't resist her when she acts cute at all. I can only raise my hands in surrender. In the end, Lu Jia wrapped her arm around my waist, looked up with a smile, and said, "The teacher at Jing University has agreed to my conditions. You'll come with me to Jing University when the semester starts." "Yes. My grades are nowhere near as good as Lu Jia's." Finally, I barely made it into the top 100 of the grade, yet, it was still thanks to her that I got into the best school. Throughout my entire college years, Lu Jia stuck to me in an exaggerated way. "I wish I could become an accessory and hang on you." Until my junior year, she went abroad for a semester exchange. When she came back, I was in a relationship. He's a junior who's poor but ambitious. We had only been together for a few days. I took him to have a meal with Lu Jia. Lu Jia took one look and laughed. "You put on quite the act of loyalty and integrity in front of my sister, you gold-digging scumbag." I'm a bit shocked. "What nonsense are you talking about? He has no idea about my family background." "Is that so?" Then maybe I recognized the wrong person, Lu Jia said with a smile. I'm sorry, brother-in-law. I apologize to you. Please don't hold it against me, okay? My boyfriend snorted with a dark expression. Lu Jia poured me another drink, peeled shrimp, removed fish bones, and finally came over with a smile to massage my shoulders. I wasn't really angry with her in the first place, and I was instantly won over by her efforts. When I got home that night, I texted my boyfriend, asking him not to blame my sister. She just has a bit of a childish temper. I spent a long time trying to comfort him. Suddenly, he blurted out, let's break up. Then he deleted me. Right after that, Lu Jia came knocking on my door. Sis, did he just break up with you? Before I could ask, she proactively sent over several screenshots of posts. I suspect the girl sitting across from me in the library is a wealthy heiress. Should I pursue her? I interned at Qingheng before, and I always felt the girl across from me looked a lot like the sister of Qingheng's CEO. If I managed to win her over, my whole family would benefit from it. The replies in the thread were filled with envy, some with sour remarks, and others offering him advice. The latest update from the original poster reads, met my girlfriend's younger sister and found out she's the least favored fake heiress in the family, with no inheritance to speak of in the future. Damn, what a waste of my feelings. On the bright side, her sister has also shown interest in me. Man, my looks are really on point. Rich sisters fighting over me, Lu Jia said. This is a male-only forum. You need an internal invitation code to log in. It's full of gold diggers trying to climb the social ladder, and there are even specialized classes teaching them how to do it. Sis, don't fall for his tricks. I felt as if struck by lightning. I kept replaying the memory of the first time my ex-boyfriend spoke to me. A tall, slender young man, like a bamboo shoot, stood before me and gently tapped my shoulder. Sorry, classmate. My pen rolled under your chair. I turned my head and saw the sunlight illuminating the fine hairs on his face, and the clean white shirt, exuding the lemon scent of laundry detergent. It was all an act. Lu Jia looked at me cautiously. Sister, don't be sad. I'm not sad, just curious. I snapped back to reality and asked Lu Jia, how did you know? Lu Jia slipped into my blanket. Because I'm a bad woman, my radar for spotting my own kind is very sensitive. I gave her a threatening look. Don't talk nonsense. All right. It was sent to me by a guy who's been pursuing me. She blinked her eyes. Men, they're all very jealous, seeing their good buddy about to succeed and live a life of wealth. They'd be filled with hatred. How could they possibly let him get away with it? I immediately grew wary. What guy who's been pursuing you? How far have you two gone? Lu Jia smiled. I don't think much of them. Everyone is the same, with their own calculations and plans in mind. She nuzzled against my arm. Only my sister treats me the best. Suddenly, my bedroom door was knocked on. Lu Jia, Mom made some late-night snacks and asked you to come up and call Zhenzhen down to eat. Why are you hiding in her bed again? It was Lu Heng. Lu Jia sat up as usual, smoothing her hair. All right, I'm coming. I followed her downstairs. From afar, the aroma of lotus root and pork rib soup wafted from the dining room. It was something I casually mentioned wanting to eat last night. Under the warm yellow light, my mother had already set the table. I silently thought to myself, Grandma, you can rest assured now. Every day of my life is a good day. Lu Jia's perspective side story. Sister, I have lived in an orphanage since I was 4 years old. People outside call this place an orphanage, as if giving it a nicer name means we're not orphans without parents or whose parents didn't want us. How ridiculous. I still remember the day my biological father brought me to the orphanage. He tore off my clothes, searching me up and down several times, but still refused to give up and asked me, your mother ran off abroad with her lover, and she really didn't leave you any money at all? I timidly shook my head. He slapped me hard several times with his rough palm. Worthless, trash. I was slapped to the ground, and I really wanted to say, I am not a worthless life. But several of my teeth were knocked out, and my face was swollen badly. I couldn't speak. I could only silently shed tears. This appearance was seen by the people at the orphanage, and they thought I was weak and easy to bully, so they joined forces to use me as a punching bag. While protecting my head from their kicks and punches, I suddenly realized something. Tears cannot be a signal of sadness. They must only serve as a weapon or a call to attack. I don't give in to them. Whoever bullies me during the day will risk having caterpillars and dead mice stuffed into their mouths at night. Over time, no one dared to bully me anymore. They were all afraid of me, and whenever the orphanage distributed anything, they let me pick first. When I was 9 years old, A one-eyed little follower came to report to me that a wealthy father and son had arrived at the orphanage. I crouched outside the headmistress's window, eavesdropping on their conversation. The boy was still wearing his school uniform, both of them were neatly dressed and were speaking with the headmistress. My sister has been missing for 7 years, and we don't know if she's alive or dead, so, my mother and I plan to adopt a well-behaved and obedient girl, hoping it might help distract her a bit. Yes, the family has been worried about this matter. Don't worry, if we find a suitable child, the subsequent support won't be lacking. Then let's meet at 10 tomorrow morning. I took every word they said to heart. After returning, gather all the children from the orphanage. I told them to watch the next day, and as soon as that family's car drove through the orphanage gate, they were to start hitting me. They didn't dare, because they didn't know if this was a new way for me to torment them. So I asked, do you want to eat delicious food every day? As long as you do as I say, you'll be able to live a good life from now on. Before going to bed, I didn't forget to make a few tears in my new dress. The plan was going smoothly, when the locked cabinet door was pulled open and I met the gaze of that thin woman, full of heartache. I knew I had succeeded. She became my mother. I began living a life of wealth and luxury that I never dared to dream of in the past. I acted spoiled with my mother and tried to please my father and brother, using tears as the signal to launch my attacks. I managed to get many, many things from them. I am overwhelmed with gratitude. I fear that all of this is just a bubble in a dream, and when I open my eyes, I will still be sleeping on the hard wooden bed in the orphanage. The day the dream ended came quickly. Mom said that her lost daughter, Lu Zhen, had been found. She is Lu Zhen, I am the fake one. The fake can never become real. I was terrified, unable to sleep night after night. During the day, I would cry in front of my mother, shedding tears repeatedly, asking if she would abandon me once my sister was found. After all, you and your sister have been separated for many years. I wonder if she still remembers her mother. I understand human nature very well. After Lu Zhen went missing, she grieved for a full 7 years. Those were 7 years of unbearable pain, a life worse than death. Such intense emotions always give rise to a bit of negativity. In contrast, there was me, always by her side, obedient and sensible, yet constantly afraid of being replaced or discarded. I had everything calculated perfectly, my tears, my words, my weapons. I was confident that Lu Zhen could never surpass me no matter what, but I never expected that she had no intention of competing with me at all. Just having enough to eat and a comfortable bed to sleep in was enough to satisfy her. She didn't mind my little tricks in the slightest. Or perhaps, she simply didn't notice at all. Gu Yechuan was the candidate I had chosen from the very beginning, young, handsome, and foolish. As long as I could latch onto him, the rest of my life would be incredibly easy. Such a high-stakes gamble, so a little humiliation in the early stages was nothing. But why, when those people stared at the bloodstains on my skirt and Gu Yechuan disgustedly cursed me as unlucky, did I still feel wronged? It felt like I was back at the orphanage gate when I was 4 years old, when my biological father stripped me naked and slapped me to the ground. The difference was, this time, Lu Zhen stood in front of me. She picked me up. I nestled in her arms, the blood on my skirt completely hidden by her body. She muttered, "Why are you so light? I told you not to eat just those slices of bread every day, didn't I?" I was in a daze the whole time. The sunlight must be too harsh, making me want to cry, but I can't. I swore long ago that my tears would always be a weapon. Before she left, I called out to her. I really wanted to ask her why she didn't show up when I was 4 years old. This question is just ridiculous. So in the end, I didn't say anything. I didn't want to admit defeat either, so I kept trying to trip her up, but all my clumsy tricks had no effect on her. Instead, it illuminated my baseness, leaving it nowhere to hide. I think Mom and brother must have discovered something. They treated Lu Zhen better and better, and they grew more and more distant from me. Lu Zhen remained carefree, happy every single day. I hated her to death, yet, I couldn't help but be drawn to her. There was a strange quality about her, rich and deep like the earth, yet covered with a vibrant, wild vitality like lush weeds. I began to fear my own corrupted heart, which longed to draw closer to her. So I told her, "I hate you, Mom, and my brother hate you too." Her devastated appearance made my heart feel as though it had been torn to shreds. That morning, Lu Zhen went to school. Mom and my brother sternly questioned me. "What on earth did you say to her? Stop always crying so pitifully. Zhen hasn't even shed a tear." My tears were no longer a weapon. They had turned into a knife stabbing into my own heart. In the end, It was Lu Zhen who personally pulled out this knife. She said, Lu Jia means outstanding and beautiful, she said, we are equals. Not one trying to overpower the other. How ridiculous I am, all my gowns, money, and jewelry combined are no match for her sincere heart. A long time later, Lu Zhen started working at Qingheng, while I was pursuing my Ph.D. abroad. One winter, she flew all the way to see me. In the end, she got drunk, leaning dizzily on my shoulder, and talked about the dream she had on the night she first arrived at the Lu family. I listened to her intently. But why did you save us, sister? You could have taken the chance to negotiate with Gu Yechuan, so the Lu family could collapse, and you wouldn't have been sent back to the countryside. She could still live her good life. She widened her eyes. Why would you just stand by and watch the Lu family collapse? You are my family. After saying that, she tilted her head and completely passed out from drunkenness. I covered her with a blanket and gazed at her sleeping face in the glow of the fireplace. I haven't told Lu Zhen yet. I wrote her into my doctoral dissertation. The person I am most grateful for in my life is my sister. I have only ever shed tears sincerely in front of her alone. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.